Now, my last video, I explained how knowledge is not power. But in this video, I'm going to contradict myself and tell you exactly how you can use knowledge to win. So in my last video, I was talking about how you can gain a lot of knowledge. That means you could go and read a lot of books, just learn anything you want about a certain topic, but it doesn't really lead to change. And sometimes experience can actually be your worst enemy. Let me give you an example. As I started my lead generation platform, most mortgage banks didn't think it was possible to find victory that way. They get all their business from realtors and builders, and they never market for business. So when I went to them and said, hey, we could actually get the business first and then turn it to the builders and realtors if we market and do some lead generation ourselves. And whoever has the business has the power. About 99% of the CEOs that I talked to said, why would I spend money to get business that I get for free? And my answer was, because once I start doing it, you won't have a choice or I'll put you out of business. And that is the truth. So the shift has begun. Google was the first that stepped in, and that's who I was consulting, and I learned what they were planning to do with this lead generation, and it was terrifying. Now, all these CEOs I talked to, the reason they decided not to pursue it was because they were winning. They were very successful already, doing billions and billions of dollars in loans. Now, ironically, one of the largest lenders in the world was doing $46 billion in loans, and they're the ones that said, hey, this looks like a good avenue for the future. Now, when I talked to the banks that were doing $2 to $5 billion, they said, why spend money? Now, this big bank is saying, hey, you know what? We better be prepared for what change is coming, and let's get ahead of the curve. And that explains a lot, because that's the reason these guys were doing $46 billion when everybody else is doing 2 to 4, thinking they're doing great. These guys were still preparing for the future. Their experience and their past successes, their victories, did not keep them from change. So, how does knowledge become powerful for you then? Well, I'll tell you how. When you are passionate and have an emotional connection to whatever your dream is. For me, it became marketing and lead generation and sales. I love it. I truly love it. I love to get in front of an audience and try to sell them something. Now, some people get terrified to do that. I love to call somebody and try to sell them something. It's just something I love to do. So, I love doing it so much that I'm driven to learn about it, right? I don't have to force myself and say, oh man, I got to read this book because I need to learn something new today. No, I'm so driven to win at what I love doing, which is sales and marketing, that I read hundreds of books on sales and marketing. Not because I'm forced to, but because something inside me drives me to do it. So, am I gaining knowledge? And is that knowledge being utilized to help me in my success? Absolutely. I learned so much from Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, Les Brown. I learned from the greats of all time. Brian Tracy, who I had the luxury of writing this book with. Thank you, Brian, helping me be a bestseller on Amazon. That was great. Now, why do people go to all these seminars and read all these books? Well, because they're driven to, because their passion, their emotional connection to their dream forces them to. They're not there because someone said they had to be. The 1% that's there because they must be there to find victory because they're so emotionally connected are the ones that will win. So, knowledge can be power if you have the emotional connection behind it. So, again, the most important thing you can do in life, especially starting your career or starting this new dream, is to figure out, this is what I love to do, this is what I'm born to do, like I talked about in the last video, and then letting that emotion and that passion for success to make that dream a reality chase the knowledge, right? You want to chase the knowledge that you're driven to chase, and then utilize that knowledge to help you win. I know that can be confusing when I talk about knowledge not being power, but knowledge that is optimized because of your passion for it is the most powerful force you can have in any business.